The frigate bird is the angler's talisman, a surefire sign that fish are present. But the frigate bird belongs to everyone. It's not just tipping you off, but every swinging rod and spinning reel in the vicinity. You might as well put up a neon sign. What you need is your own source. In Key West, the land may belong to the bikinis, sunburns, and selfie sticks, but the sea is an entirely separate destination. It's a sportsman's Atlantis, an underwater nation comprised of wrecks, reefs, flats, and deep blue water. It citizens every saltwater species you have ever caught, mounted, read about, or dreamed of. If any conqueror has stuck a flag here, it's the fishing guides. They are the seekers, a fraternity. They have unwritten rules, unspoken agreements, secret waypoints, and formulas for cracking the tide tables. And they are like gold, and you do not get them. It's no easy feat to infiltrate the seekers, but I've got a couple guys on the inside. This is the Key West from the postcard, the pastel party paradise, the charming village that could live under a Christmas tree. But beyond the shore is something else entirely. Try explaining what's out there to this crowd. You might as well be speaking Swahili. Key West is the last chapter in the Florida Keys, the southernmost swatch of continental U.S. soil. To the naked eye, what you see out past the marina and bulkheads is one massive plain, a big blue intersection of the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic, and the Florida Strait. But below the surface, Key West is the sum of its parts, a recipe that counts coral, concrete, and steel as its ingredients. Key West fishery is not one destination. There are many spots with many stories. From Bahia Honda to the Dry Tortugas, there are more than 200 known reefs and wrecks. World War II warships downed by German torpedoes, unlucky shrimp boats, schooners, and freighters. Meanwhile, the flats are populated by bonefish, tarpon, and permit. The water a shade of a supermodel's eyes. To know the spots is to be shown them. And you're shown them by knowing the people who know them. That's the seekers. And their secrets are their own, acquired through hard work and a little luck, passed down over rum and through bloodlines. You can't trace them back to the origin. All you can hope for is to see them in practice. Travis and Bear Holman, the brothers who run Key West angling fishing charters. They are the seekers. For the past 16 years, Travis has used boat building, capturing numerous IGFA world records, and tournament fishing to inform his formidable guide chops. His younger brother, Bear. One name, one syllable, that's all this guy needs. His personality and skills speak for themselves. It's time for the initiation. We head into the seeker's domain and do a lot of listening. You learn more when you're not talking. With a few cast net chucks, the live well is packed with frisky pilchards, a staple bait fish in Key West.
I can throw a cast net, but why would I throw a cast net when the guy can bench press me and throw it better?
Now we venture into this gazillion-gallon aquarium. Some nice starter courses.
How about a little jack action?
How many scraps are we going to get into with a Jack Crevalle this season? These guys keep cutting in the lunch line.
Whoa, little Jack Cracker Jack.
He's talking to you.
Even with their B-list status, we welcome them.
Woo, boy. Dang, Grammy.
They're like a sparring partner before the big fight.
Look, snapper! Woo!
While available year-round, winter isn't the mutton snapper's peak season. They make easy targets from May to September, when they gather in droves to spawn over the reefs.
Nice mutton, bro.
Think about that.
The Florida state record, a 30-pounder, was caught just west of here at the Dry Tortugas.
Key West mutton snapper right there. You don't fit in that one, bud.
Bear and Travis plot our next steps, and I follow close behind. I'm eager to get a close look at the seekers' inner sanctum and learn their ways. Hopefully, they drop a few scraps from the table. Sport Fishing Television is brought to you by Ram Trucks, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. By Yellowfin, your legacy. By Simrad, go with confidence. And by Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Originally called the Island of Bones, Key West is a crowded yet isolated frontier. No billboards, no commercials, no catchphrases, no likes or follows. Down here, we don't care about that. We care about this. Of course, you could do the usual. Sloppy Joe's, Southernmost Point, Duval Street, and that's fine. But we are after something else. The road less traveled, the forsaken Key West. No man's land. But less traveled means less familiar. So how do you find the right spots, the right bait, the right rig?
You gonna talk him into eating?
Where do we learn the rules of a ruleless land? You don't get to know. You don't get that privilege. The Holman brothers are our golden ticket. They show us the way, and they know it's a special place.
There's so much out here that's unbelievable, you know. You can fish a lifetime and never see it all.
Listen to what Bear says right here. He's right. Exploring these open waters seems endless. The horizon never gets too close. But for such an expansive area, familiar faces show up. Barracuda aren't exactly mount-worthy, but the locals have their own appreciation for them.
Nice.
Did you see that?
That was rad.
Each February, the Cuda Bowl kicks off at mile marker 22.5. This tourney has a simple goal: catch a buzz and catch and release as many cuda as you can.
Oh, those cudas are going nuts.
These reefs and wrecks house cobia as well. This species wants one other thing besides food: structure. Whether it's coral, rock pilings, buoys, or sunken schooners, cobia are to be found. Right behind them, sharks. With these two, it's sometimes hard to tell who is chasing who.
Big cobia. Hey, hey, hey. That's a shark. Look at that shark.
The locals' Key West relies on a shared philosophy: treat your neighbors right. The community and a multi-million-dollar fishing industry depends on it. Take, for instance, this pilot.
He went around the wreck so he didn't drop his shadow on it. It's pretty cool.
Some days he's really cool, most days he's super cool.
Who is that guy?
It's one of our buddies that flies back and forth to the Dry Tortugas.
It's scenes just like that. The pilot doesn't cast a shadow so guides can see fish. Anglers aboard catch the fish. Therefore, they come back. The cycle of sport continues. There's also the unwritten rules. Of course, superstitions run on most boats. No bananas, no renaming of your boat, and lucky hats. But there are rules that set guides apart from everyone else. Know your knots, techniques, tactics, and most of all, your spots.
Oh, dude, tune it to the surface, Bear. I am all over him. Look at that.
That's tuna, my boys. Right there. That's all tuna. Right there. We're not showing this, guys.
Guides are sensitive to their spots. They spend a lifetime finding them. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just knowing the waypoints, but the right time for the right place. Some clients go out with guides and think they've got it down after 1 day or 2 on the water. Sorry, people, it's not that easy. It takes repetition and diligence. Not all higher learning happens in a classroom. When you join a seeker on the water, ringside are the only available seats. Thankfully, the Holmans open us up to the full Key West. Sport Fishing Television, powered by Ram Trucks, is being brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. By Penn, let the battle begin. And by the Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. Driven to Fish, powered by Ram Trucks. Key West feels like its own confederacy. Only a few can call themselves natives, or locals born rightwise to this island. It's called the Conch Republic for a reason. When you're here, it may feel far away, but there are hints of recognizable elements from your life back home. Like that one cagey guest who never tells you when he's coming. Or going, for that matter. It's time to take on one of the most elusive species, permit. They aren't just another fish. They are a rival.
And they're ocular feeders. They see so well, it's ridiculous. They're like, oh, it's a 5/0 Mutu light. I've seen that one before. You need the 4/0 and 12-pound test.
Permit know what we are up to. You can see them react to us.
That little shaky water, those are all permit. They're moving left. Graham, crabs.
Travis has something up his sleeve. That knowledge I was talking about before, which you only get by being around it.
So rather than reel it, just close the bail and let the current bring it up, because these fish are being super picky. And when it brings it up to where I can see it, I'll open the bail and free it up.
It works for us.
You got him. Nice work, Holmes.
That's right.
Let's go, permit. Mr. Permit, little guy, ate it like he was eating a topwater. That's cool. Graham, you're the permit master, bro. Look how cool that fish is. Woo-hoo! Mr. Permit, give me a little elbow.
Bye, bud.
Nice release, dude.
The permit's evasive behavior makes it difficult to study them, to track their movements and well-being. It has become a scientific endeavor for some. That's where tagging comes in. 6 years ago, Bonefish and Tarpon Trust started Project Permit. It has a simple goal: study where they live and how they move. Dr. Aaron Adams plays a major role in this project and gets plenty of help from the fishing community.
The first thing we have to do with Permit is kind of figure out the basics on where they live and how they move. So the best way to do that is with tagging. So the first thing we did was use dart tags, which are the type of tags that anglers can stick in fish into the muscle tissue. The tags have identification numbers on them. They write down where they caught the fish, when, and how big the fish was. And then if somebody recaptures that fish, they call us with the ID number on that fish and tell us where and when they caught it, how big it was, so we can figure out general permit movement patterns and how fast they grow.
Dr. Adams and BTT boosted their efforts in 2015 with acoustic tagging.
Acoustic tags, or tags that make subsonic pings that we implant into Permit, and we can then track their movements by using underwater listening stations. And between those two types of technologies, we'll have a very good idea of how much Permit move, where they move, and what makes them tick from a habitat perspective.
The acoustic tagging technology gets down to the real specifics.
We just put the receivers in the water this past fall, and each of these flags marks a receiver location. We'll be able to see these different flags light up and go off depending on when a particular permit swims by that.
Project Permit needs anglers and guides to succeed, ones like Bear and Travis. Dr. Adams recognizes this to be one of the most vital aspects of keeping the fishery alive.
So the only way we're going to protect our fisheries moving forward is if the scientists and the anglers cooperate. We're the ones who are the prime users of the fisheries. We're also the prime stewards. No one else is going to look out for these fisheries for us, so we all have to be involved together to make sure we have the right science and the right management.
Dr. Adams and BTT are bringing the latest technology to track Permit for years to come. Another species under their protection, tarpon. No science lesson for this one. We played hooky instead. Sport Fishing Television is being brought to you by Ram Trucks, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. By King Sailfish Mounts, for that once-in-a-lifetime catch. By Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. And by Simrad, go with confidence. Enough with the undercard matches. We are ready for the main event. But when you come at the king, you better come ready.
Tarpon!
Tarpon. Get him, bud.
Of all the fish in Key West, tarpon are the biggest name on the marquee. Strength, beauty, agility, and most of the time, a willingness to bite.
Coming up, coming up. That's awesome.
A good tarpon battle is exhausting and inspiring. A proven brawler and fan favorite. Google tarpon, and you get more search results than Rocky Balboa.
That's a stud, dude. Did you see that?
Was it?
No.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
Here's our strategy. Grab a pilchard from the live well, cast it up current, and let it drift back with the tide. Wait for your opponent. Enjoy the acrobatics.
That was a great jump. See how big that fish is?
Pose, release, repeat. In just a short time, we jump and release half a dozen.
Jumping. Woohoo! Sweet jump, dude.
We are losing daylight. If you find yourself in the same situation, don't worry. Tarpon bite after dark. Instead of your eyes, rely on the splashes to orient yourself. Look at that. Land. Having spent so much time away from it, it's like going back to a childhood home. It's different than I remember, a lot smaller. Look at that crowd. Are they here for us? Have they been watching our show? Oh, never mind. Maybe it's that world-famous sunset behind us that thousands of people come thousands of miles to see. An hour ago, the silence stretched for miles, with nothing to absorb the din of our voices. Now here's Key West in all its vintage vibrance. Bear and Travis are as comfortable with this side of the waterline as they are with the other. I leave this experience with a new sense of understanding, self-awareness, and capability, and maybe a participation trophy. Bear and Travis and the rest of the seekers possess the knowledge, but it can't end with them. If they cease to share it, then it ceases to exist. In the absence of their expertise, we'll all be left chasing birds, chasing bait. But remember, the frigate is focused on its survival, not yours, or Key West's. That's why we rely on the seekers. They bring us into their world and showcase their mastery of skills and voodoo wisdom, one catch at a time. The frigate may put you on the target, but the seekers find the bullseye.